Hi Pisces, I'm Letitia and I am here with your astrological and tarot reading for the first half of May. And I definitely want to just start out with asking the ancestors and the spirit guides to join me for this week reading. I thank you, my dear ancestors and spirit guides, for being with me during this reading for Pisces. I ask you that the people who are supposed to hear this particular message, that they would be drawn to this and that they would find understanding and insight. All right, so let's get started. So on May 4th, Pisces, we have the new moon in the sign of Taurus. And so for you, this will be happening in your third house of communication. And so the third house not only is tied to communication, it is also tied to your siblings, it's tied to short distance travel. And so you have the sign of Taurus there. And the new moon coming in is giving you a reset in this area. So a reset in ideas that you may have had, a reset in the way that you have been talking, your relationship with your siblings. So this is an area for you. Not only is the new moon coming in there, but Uranus is there. And so Uranus coming into this area of your life is shaking things up. So, and this is going to be if you have the sun, the moon, or a rising sign in Pisces. This is definitely, it will affect you. And so with Uranus there for the next 7 years, you could start traveling like crazy, changing the way that you have your relationship with your siblings, with your cousins, with those who are in relationship with you in your community. These two cards just jumped out. So, this is a time that you can just expect those changes. You get brilliant ideas with Uranus in your third house. Brilliant ideas. The next card that came out. And then the last one. So Uranus giving you an ability to write. With Uranus there for the next 7 years, this could be a time for you to write a book. This would be a beautiful time. Oh, yes, this came out. Last one. And so also you have in your 11th house of organizations and groups that you have been a part of, you have Saturn is there. Saturn has already gone retrograde. Pluto is retrograde. And the south node of the moon are there. So with these three together in close proximity, you are shedding groups that you have always been a part of. These, you may have been a part of a church or a fraternity or sorority. And then you realize like whatever they are saying or doing is not jiving with you as well as it used to. You think differently. Uranus is there. The new moon is there. Breaking up old static ways of believing and things that you said, this is the only way for me. This change is coming in here. And so you find yourself wanting to socialize with different types of people. The people in your community change. And so we have some cards here. And just what, so similar to what we said. So here we have the groups of people that you have been coming together with. We have the moon card. So there are some things that you don't see clearly. You don't see clearly. You don't understand clearly what is going on. So the groups, this could be the family, for sure. This could be the family that we talked about, your third house. Family, you not understanding what is happening with them. But within yourself, you begin to analyze what it is that you have who it is that you are, what you have on offer, your traditional ways of thinking, being, are changing. What they are changing. The fives always represent change. So what it was that you held as sure enough truth, what you were believing, you come into some understanding that what you had heard, what you had known was not all the way right. And then ultimately, you find your own strength. You start thinking, putting two and two together, and then you do leave. You leave. This is you moving past what it was that you had held true. Lessons that were in your subconscious mind. You leaving those behind. You analyzing who you are, the gifts that you have within you. Coming to grips with them. Counting them up. Counting them up. Who am I? Asking that question. Who am I? What is it that I have on offer? What are my gifts that I have? What are my gifts? What are my riches that I have within me? You ask, you're counting them up. And then with that, this is the Taurus card. So that area of Taurus in your third house, this is you coming and reassessing the thoughts, reassessing your place in tradition, within the family, within the community. And asking, even though you love them, you love your community, you love them. This is what you've known. You love the laughter, the food, the memories, and all that you've shared. But you find out some things you didn't know about. Some things were hidden from you. And they finally come out into the light of day. You're able to see clearly. And there are some people who are waiting on you to walk in your gifts. And so you can teach and mentor and train them with what you have, with what you have learned. You're able to share your knowledge. Once you walk away from what is not truth for you, what is not truth for you, what is hidden from you comes to the light. Even under the new moon. So with this reset, even though it's a black moon, there is a new energy there. You already feel it happening. You're already feeling that it's not working, and then you decide, I got to walk away from that. I know, we've been boys forever. We've been boys since we were little. But it's not working. I don't get down with what they are down with. It's not working for me. It's not true. Even, my cousins or whatever, we've been kicking it ever since we were little, but what they talking about is not resonating with me anymore. So I have to go towards what feels true to me. I have to rock with that. That's all I can rock with. All right. I'm just shuffling to see if there's any more on that before I pull the Oracle card. And the good thing about you, Pisces, is that because you are a mutable sign, you can move around when you need to, when it's not working. But that area of family and the closeness with family and your community is so important to you. Here's this chameleon card. So a lot of times, you know, Pisces can be the chameleon. You know, you go along to get along. But the time is out for it. You know, it is time for you to come into your truth, Pisces. Walk your truth. Live your truth. Be honest with yourself and be honest with others as to what is not working. And as you walk away, you find real fulfillment. Because ultimately, it is about being true to yourself. And Pisces, you know, one of the most, or the most spiritual sign, I'm going to pull an oracle card, the most spiritual sign tied to the collective consciousness of people, open so much to spiritual truth. And that's what, you know, it's time for you to be about. You know, that is what this new energy is calling for. Look, the card you got is the middle world. This is the shaman deck. And so the middle world, the place, going within, able to see truth. Not above and not below, in the middle, going deep within to a world within yourself, checking in with truth from you. And that's what this is all about. Coming away from what is deception. Because you know within, Pisces is so spiritual, you know, you intuitively know things. And it is using that intuition in the middle world. Asking yourself what is truth, what is working for you, and walking towards that. Being brave enough to walk towards that. And not saying what is not true. Not having to show face for anybody. Being brave enough not to wear a mask. Being bold enough to say, I won't wear a mask. I won't pretend to be something that I'm not. But you don't know who you really are until you start going within, until you get by yourself without fear of being by yourself. Go within here. Understand what is true for you and true to you, and walk it and live it and own it, protect it, protect your truth, protect your inner self, which means, if it means I cannot be with Pookie and Peanut. I know we grew up together. We partied, we drunk together, we kicked it, we big kicked it. But me being with you is hurting me. When I'm with you, I'm my worst self. I'm always getting high. I'm always trying to escape. I'm always messing up. I'm always dropping the ball. My money is always coming up missing when I'm hanging out with you. And I've been knowing that I need to walk away because I'm being called higher. It's time for me to start mentoring and teaching people and living a life that is solid and that is bringing strength to me, to my family, to my community. But I cannot do it unless I go within and honor the truth and honor what is true to the middle world, to myself. And not looking for anybody else's approval or permission to do what is right for you. You no longer have to wear a mask or pretend. Honor you. Honor your truth. I'm Letitia. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good May.